Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Review. Well, I want to teach you that the government doesn't go to the desert looking for taxes. The government goes to the well looking for taxes. And that was a quote by one of my clients this week that we showed how to save her hundreds of thousands of dollars of unnecessary tax, and she is giddy about it. In fact, I've had the opportunity to talk to several of you, just like your friends and neighbors, those of you listening, that have saved money in these 401ks and IRAs, and you're concerned about the tax, whether that's because you're going to face a required minimum distribution when you turn 70 and a half, and you're realizing now that that could impose having 85% of your Social Security now being taxed, which is going to create more federal tax, or you're concerned about the fact that you have to take out a higher gross amount to get the net amount because Uncle Sam gets paid back first when you go to pull money out of those former 401ks that you've now moved to IRAs likely. And I want to teach you whether you're retired or not. So those of you listening, here's who I'm speaking to. If you're somebody still working, maybe it's even your adult children, and they are maximizing all they can into their 401k, even if they're getting a match, they're leaving unnecessary dollars on the table. And I mean thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can do better by taking matters into their own hands. No tax on the growth of their money, no tax on the distribution of their money, and no tax on the transfer of their money without market risk. Now, for those of you listening that have saved at least $200,000 or more and have or are about to retire, let me teach you. It's not just getting you to retirement, as one client said. I like the Hidden Wealth Solution because you teach us how to distribute this money to keep more of what we have by legally eliminating unnecessary taxation. So imagine having an extra 25% spendable income, let's say on average, to be able to visit grandkids and travel and do the things that you can do while you're able to physically do them and not have Uncle Sam getting paid first. In other words, teaching you how to get the IRS out of your IRAs or get the federal government out of your retirement is an immediate raise. But several of you have shared with me, like the client I met with this week, who has one child, a single child, and she wants to transfer what she's now accumulated between her IRA and 401k to be $1 million to her daughter because she doesn't need this money. And from the calculations of her required minimum distributions, which is a forced formula the government, in wanting their tax dollars, forces upon us when we turn 70 and a half, she was going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars of unnecessary tax. We showed her how to get 91% of that money out untaxed. So as long as you have 200,000 or more, don't become the perfect taxpayer. Let us teach you how you can be a tax-free retiree. I'll be teaching this Tuesday. Now, it's a complimentary introduction to a tax-free retirement, and we strongly encourage spouses to attend together, but the spaces are limited, so you've got to register now. Go to retirementprotected.com, that's retirementprotected.com, and reserve the spot while it's still available that works for the time that works for you, and be sure to have your spouse with you. And again, imagine more money to travel, to visit, to see grandkids in the summer is a great time to take a look and get a checkup to see how much tax exposure you have or how much you can get out from under. That's retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com. And here's to you finding your hidden wealth tax savings solutions.